Welcome to the back to the world's most dangerous podcast, not so common NSC.
NSC.
Yo, boy Matthias in the house.
Wine, it's your boy Q, man.
Yo, it's good to be back, bro.
Just about to take the words out my mouth. Damn, it feel good to be back.
Good to be back, man. Shoot, it's been a minute. Lot done happened. Yo, you got something? Your song doing good?
Yup.
Got a whole video out on that mud.
Beautiful Dreamer by the songwriter.
I like that, man. I like to see my people doing good, man.
Oh yeah, man.
You a hustler for real.
That's
one thing I noticed about you.
Gotta get it.
Yeah, that kind of like pushed me to do shit. I ain't gonna lie. When I be seeing your videos and seeing you do shit, I'm like, man, I gotta be on that shit, bro.
That's how I feel about you, G. How you work your gigs, man. Like you grind, G.
Yeah,
You
man.
grind, homie.
And we gotta push each other. We got to.
You know what I'm talking about?
But yeah, man. So, bro, lots been going on, man. We got we want we want to talk some sports, man. But let's talk some swimming. We got a girl who was a guy who just won the women's
Transgender.
Yeah. How you feel about that?
I mean, if society says it's acceptable, then you can't get mad when shit goes the other way. You know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna say it's okay for one situation, you got to say it's okay for all situations, because you're not just talking about someone's actions, about someone's being. You know what I mean?
Yeah. What didn't make any sense to me is does he have to put on the whole women's uniform? Like, he was covering, like, what tits were you covering, bro?
But see, you think about him as a guy. He's not a guy. You even calling him he.
Yeah, because he still had dick and balls.
But that's she.
I mean, so apparently he or she has to take testosterone blockers for a couple years
before they get the surgery.
But is it fair?
Is it fair? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't think it's about fair. I think it's like kind of like racism. You know what I mean? I think some things is what it is. It's not about fair or unfair. Like, that's a whole different type of lane. That's, you know what I mean? That's their lane. So if in their lane, this is what they say, this is what I am in their lane. And that lane is accepted by all cultures in different other situations, then you got to accept it. Like, because if you feel like it's unfair for someone who identifies as a woman but was born a man in sports, then you have a problem with that culture. You know what I mean? You have a problem. Right. You have a problem with them. Like, because it can't just be for one particular situation.
I think it can. I think you can have a particular issue with that problem. Like, you could be cool with the person or what their choices are, but once they start impeding, like, things that they have the advantage, knowingly have the advantage in, I mean, just because you like a person, you can still tell them that what you're doing isn't right. So, like, you would tell your friends, like, your boy, if that's your boy, your brother, this and that.
Yeah.
But if he fucking up, you gonna tell me he fucking up.
I feel it. But is this a he fucking up type situation? You know what I mean? Because it's like, okay, if so, you know, they say that men get paid more in the workplace, right? So if a man transitioned into a woman, and
his pay should go down.
But that's what I'm saying. But if they transition to a woman, and then that man notices like the change in pay, does he have a right to complain about the fact that the pay then changed, or is he now just a part of the group of like he's living as because now is he living as a woman now? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so
what? So it brings a question up: what defines a woman? Is it genitalia, or is it just I feel like a female?
I mean, I think it's I feel like a female because we accept lesbians. Because naturally you think a woman goes with a man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
A woman goes with a man.
Yeah.
And anything outside of that box would be the abnormal, correct?
Right.
So if we accept lesbians, how can we not accept transsexuals?
See, but I still don't feel like it's not accepting transsexuals. I think it's just in that doing that particular thing, like a man saying he's a woman and then go beat all the women in sports.
I mean, but like then you trying to check her for making a decision about her. Like, you trying to check her now, like oh, used to be a man, so it's not fair. You know what I mean? Like, so you trying to check her, as she is. She's like, yo, I'm full woman, no matter what's going on. I wake up woman, go to sleep woman, and y'all and people are saying, nah, bitch. they're like, nah,
I think
that ain't it.
I think it's still with. It's not even about that part. It's just particularly dominating biological women's sports.
If she was losing, who would care?
That's a good question, but nobody would probably they would still talk about it, but no, I don't think the cry about it would be that much.
I mean, if she was losing, then that would be more of like it's okay for transgenders to join like our events, but since she's fucking dominating,
yeah,
it's a problem.
Yeah, because every transgender that changed from a man to a woman, they dominate the female sports. We have no losers.
But if you let her in, you can't be mad at the results. Like
that's true.
Like if you got a problem with the results, get mad at yourself for letting her in the first place.
Yeah,
because there was tryouts, there was all type of things before you got to any of these competitions.
Yeah, yeah.
So I mean, you say it's okay, then all of a sudden because she getting the dub, because she coming up with the W,
yeah,
it's a fucking problem.
Yeah, because she's has the advantage.
Don't let me in the door then.
I can't choose that. I can't, but they let her in the door.
That's what I'm saying. Like they should be mad at themselves. If those people have a problem with the fact that she's dominating, then those people should be mad at themselves. The people that have a problem with the fact that she's winning, that's outside of that committee, then okay, that's your personal personal preference.
They even had a commercial on today saying, like, I know it's about that.
Yeah, how
the NCAA doesn't discriminate on race, age, gender, and all that stuff. And I know it was because of what happened, because they never played that video before.
Word.
So they're on top of it already.
Yeah.
But my thing is, my personal belief is that we know science don't lie. Men have the advantage in physical sports.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. But it's not going to change until the women change it. Because they're the only ones losing.
Do we live in a dictatorship?
No.
So therefore, there are committees and all other type of shit.
Right.
Therefore, there are rules and regulations to this sport. There's never been a sport where you just like do what the fuck you want to do. Like if there was, everybody take steroids. Everybody do. I mean, but here's the crazy part. Like even if you are dominant as a transgender, right, in a female sport,
right,
you may not make that same money as you would as if you were a male in that sport.
Well, I don't know about that part.
Well, I'm saying, like, if you think about it, right? Because female athletes get paid less.
Yeah, they get paid a lot less.
Right. So you're dominating women's sports, but you're getting paid like less than you would say if you were LeBron James dominating the NBA.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So like it's so. I guess my question would be, do you think that person just felt like they weren't good enough to go against men, or do you feel like this person is living their truth?
I feel like there's a little both in there. They're living their truth, but they also could, because so you still have the biology of a man. If you want to feel like a woman, fine, but why not compete against the men?
Because if they did, they would be identifying as a man, wouldn't they? Wouldn't that be going against your belief? As like saying, like, if you're Muslim, like, you want to marry my daughter, why don't you just go ahead and become Christian?
Yeah. I have to go with the science of it. Like, just, there are certain things that identify us as male or female.
Right.
And until you cut them dick and balls off, all that stuff grow tits, you still male gender.
But the science isn't the problem. Like we can all agree upon the science.
Yeah.
Like the problem is,
well, also
people's feelings.
Oh, definitely. But people do argue against the science though, because like you just said, feelings are involved now.
Right.
So they say, I think the last thing I heard, there was like 20-something genders.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, I can't even name them all.
Yeah, I wouldn't even try to. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and act like
yeah.
I'm not gonna sit here and act like you know, like I'm knowledgeable about all those things.
No,
my knowledge is true. My knowledge is simple. As a black man, you know what I mean. As a black man, if you live in, then live. You know what I mean. Do what you gotta do to survive. You know what I mean. Because we live in an unfair country, even though it may be better than other countries. Like, looking from the outside. On the inside, we live in a systematic world. You know what I mean? So like, if I give props to anybody who want to lessen their status and try to come up in a harder part of the world, because that's what you're doing. Like, you can go as yourself as a white man, like on a swim team and everything else, and live your life and, you know, become whatever you're going to be. I'm not saying you're going to succeed, but you have the opportunity to succeed.
Of course.
But if you're literally deciding to say, hey, you know what, I'm going against the norm. And at some point you got to take them serious because they're changing their whole fucking life. Like it'll never be regular ever again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you go that fucking hard in the paint, you got to respect that person's mind. G, like, cause you giving up your status that you once had. Like, it's not like saying, oh, I'm a black man, I'm gonna be a black woman. You know what I mean? Like you were already a minority in the first place.
In the first place, yeah.
Right. But to go from a white man, you number one on the food chain, player.
That is true. That is very true.
You gonna kick yourself down the ladder.
Yeah.
Fuck you, gangster.
Yeah.
You gangster,
That's
man.
very true.
That's why living your truth is like, I think black people do it every day. I mean, like, we got to know who we are to make it till tomorrow.
That's true, but what we also do is we fight each other for living our truths too.
Oh, hell yeah.
Because we think
we're
that
judgmental.
we're not supposed to be, like, we're not a monolithic people. You know, we're black overall, but some people think this way, some people think this way. But when you voice those opinions, like, let's just say, like what we got going on now, let's say politics.
Okay.
You got some people that go red, some people that go blue.
Right.
They're both black, but then they both think each other's wrong. You know?
I think there's a problem with politics because politics is viewed from a logical standpoint, but it's flawed because it involves people.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I think the idea of politics is amazing. Like what politics is supposed to be is amazing because no one wants to be dominated by one person. And no family should inherit.
You're talking about like king or queen?
Yeah. No parent, no family should inherit the right to rule. That doesn't make you a good ruler because you're birthed into it.
Yeah.
But the people that's involved in politics is what makes it flawed. Like it's because feelings. There's feelings involved. It's not just like, okay, the law is for the people. You know what I mean? Like that's it.
Yeah.
It's just focus on the people. No, it's about getting elected. It's about everything else. You know what I mean?
Straight power.
Yeah, that's it.
Straight power.
Because they get consistent paychecks. Anything that gives you consistent paychecks, you got to watch out. You fucking got to watch out.
I think with this last election, which is the first one I voted in, I probably won't ever vote again because I knew what kind of game it was. Like once you see it already, right? But once you actually say I'm gonna get involved, it's like you're looking at like these people are really treating us like we're zombies. Like we don't see it. And a lot of us don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
But if you really say, all right, fuck how I feel, fuck what everybody think I should do, let me research. And you look, and it's like they're just playing with us.
Word. I think,
and it's both sides. You know.
I think black people. I think we celebrate the small things because we know they're so far and few in between. So like as a culture, we come together and we celebrate hard when something good happens. Like Obama is a big deal because he is a black man. He's forever will be celebrated because he's the first to do something. So even though that's minuscule because there's so many other presidents before him, like that particular president is important and forever be celebrated by our people.
Yeah.
And when it comes to politics, I think Democrats kind of have just that role of like, okay, you're supposed to be for us.
Yeah.
And when you have people, you have people who represent the Republican side, not saying that they are the majority, but they represent the Republican side, and they're in the forefront and they're talking, and people are giving them a platform to speak on, and they say stuff that just comes off as illogical. And then it if that happens enough, then it becomes what people see as the norm. And I think that's why like CNN and more democratic places are very good at. They expose the irregular.
Yeah.
Not saying there isn't regular going on, and vice versa. You know what I mean? Like Fox does the same thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I've actually looked at both like topics on both, like let's say Fox or CNN or NSABC.
Yeah.
And they got the same subject, but two different twists on it. Like this person's bad on this channel.
Yeah.
But they're praising them on this channel.
You know,
same person.
I did that a lot with George Floyd. Just to get a pulse of what the mainstream. And my two mainstreams always CNN and Fox, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like heavyweights.
Yeah.
So when you're watching CNN and CNN's talking about, you know, how bad it is and everything. And then I literally switched over to Fox and they were talking about like his rap sheet.
Yes,
like, you know
yes,
what
I
mean?
remember that. I remember that.
And I remember thinking at the time was like, damn, G, even when you dead and gone,
Yes,
even if when you dead and gone, like when someone died, you would think that's time to celebrate them, regardless of like who who they were.
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like because there's almost guaranteed there's gonna be somebody who cared about that person.
Right, right.
Now if that person goes, especially if you like Christian, if that person goes to heaven or hell, okay, that's between them and God.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But just to put down somebody's name when they passed away, it seems real classist. But at the same time, it seems very American.
And that's also true.
You know, it's very, very American. Like I expected everything he's ever done to come out.
Yeah,
You know what I
that's
mean?
what they do. They like doing that stuff. Like, and here's the thing about George Floyd. You know, he died an innocent man.
Yeah.
Because in this country, you're supposed to be. I don't care what you thought he did.
Right.
Until he goes to court and found guilty, you're innocent until proven guilty.
Right.
So, fuck all that criminal shit or whatever he did in the past.
Yeah.
But here, he died an innocent man.
Right. All that shit goes out the window once you die.
Yeah.
Like you are a free game then.
Yeah.
Because there's a family saying you shouldn't say this, but you know what I mean? Like who's gonna stop you from bringing up all this shit? And the person you're talking about isn't there to say that what you're saying is bullshit.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's what kind of like when they were talking about before the election, they're going to have a George Floyd policing act and reform and stuff like that. I was like, that's not coming. He's saying that to get elected, and here we are 2 years deep. Where's it at?
I mean, at the same, well, he's kind of like you're talking about the president, right?
Yeah,
he's kind of getting the Obama treatment too here, player. Like it's not like they're like letting a lot of things pass. You know what I mean? Like being a president is one thing, but having the congressional houses like on your side and to help you with the things you're trying to get across probably means actually more than actually being the president.
As far as what trying to
get bills passed and all those type of things.
Yeah,
I mean because you can sit at the desk and you can write it into law, but it's not a law until it passes. You know what I mean?
And don't say his wording. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. Like, you're not.
I mean, but that's in the election. You know that's all speaking from intentional. Like everybody, like even with the wall, you know what I mean? Like we're gonna build a wall, you know what I mean?
He made them feel like they was gonna have a wall the next day,
right? Because it's about the attention.
Yes.
People vote on the attention of the president. You know what I mean? It's not what they've currently done. You know what I mean? It's not what you do. Like you eat that bowl of cereal real amazingly. You know what I mean? So I'll vote for you right now.
But do you think they're really that intention, or is it just really to get elected? I'm talking about both sides.
I mean, once again, it's politics. We know it's flawed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So because it has a human concept in it, but at the same time, like you hope. You know what I mean? It's like religion. You know what I mean? Like Christianity. Like no one's around to tell you that Jesus ever really walked this earth. But you hope it happened. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that's when you elect the president, you don't know what you're gonna get, but you hope you get that's why I think like when it comes to Donald Trump and people say how they don't like Donald Trump, it's because I feel like at some point in time, when Donald Trump was elected president, everybody said the same thing. At least I said this. I know I said it for a fact.
Well.
It's like, well, he's elected. Let's see what he does.
And that's what I said for the past 2 elections. It was like, well, they're elected. Whatever.
Let's see what happens.
Yeah.
And that's why after seeing the 4 years and the crazy stuff that was going on, I'm not saying Donald Trump isn't a good like businessman.
Right.
Even though I don't think he's as great as we push him out to be. I think the media definitely lifts that shit up bigger than it is.
No doubt.
I'm not saying he's a bad business person. He probably I think he's made some decent moves on behalf of the country. But that's not the type of person I want to represent me as the United States, as American.
Yeah.
And that's my biggest, like, I guess you'd say gripe with Donald Trump. You know what I mean? You don't come off as somebody like there's white people like I've liked before. So it's not that because he's white.
No.
It's because he does ignorant shit. And then there's no accountability at all. Be like, if he's wrong and you can point out he's wrong.
Yeah.
He's not even gonna say he's wrong.
Honestly, bro, I get that. Even when you hear white people talk about Donald Trump, they like his policies, which I liked his policies, but they didn't like when he talked.
Right.
I like when he was letting all of us out. He let so many black people out of jail. That was good shit. But nobody talks about that
because
and they were under there doing Democratic rule.
because of his person.
Yes, exactly.
Hey,
So
I mean,
I hear that.
I mean,
Even from white people.
Yeah, I mean, like he's Baker Mayfield. All right,
Go ahead.
Like Donald Trump is Baker Mayfield because Baker Mayfield is not a bad player.
Right.
But because of his person, how he chooses
to handle
really
himself. That's really good.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Is the reason why I feel like he's like waiting to be cut so a team can get him at a cheaper price.
Right.
Because somebody's going to get him because he can play. Mm-hmm. But because of his personality and his me shit.
Right.
And it just ever so happened they're both white males. And shout out to the swimmer who gave up being a white male to have that cockiness and still get paid, man. You know, like us, like minorities, not gonna just say our culture. We have to like walk that line. You know what I mean? So we can try to reach the top and nobody knock us off because anything we do can be fucked up.
Yeah.
But to Baker Mayfield, he earned it because he walked on a lot of places. And I'm not saying he's a bad player, but the whole time, his whole fucking personality, the whole time was like, hey, I'm fucking Baker Mayfield.
Hey, and to the female swimmer, hey, you got some pretty big balls, bro.
Yeah. Fuck. I mean, I guess in literal in fictional terms, because I think you a gangster. Hey. I think you gave up your male white privilege to I think that alone solidifies it for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know all the research, and I'm pretty sure there's people who have their reasons, who are obviously like logical to them reasons.
Yeah.
Why they're against this person.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be one of them though, because there was rules. If you couldn't be there, you shouldn't be there.
Yeah. That's a really good point. But as for me, the science is science.
I get
still a male, you're still a male.
But I don't think.
Okay, so how about this?
I don't think anybody's arguing the science.
Yeah. That's why I say I have nothing against. Like, hey, keep this on record. I ain't got nothing against transgender people at all.
Right.
But when it comes to things like sports, it's just that one thing.
I don't know. If you could walk through the grocery store, you could play in sports with me. I mean,
do you think? Because, I don't know if you play sports, but, you in the locker room, you take showers, in the same facility. You think they taking showers in the same facility?
I think
or in the same area?
I think before it all started, all this stuff was addressed. Because
of course,
those seem like immediate concerns, you know what I mean? So whatever way they chose to go by, that this person said, okay, I'll do it this way. If that person's doing it to the guidelines that they set forth, got no problem with it, G. You know what I mean? If the girls on the team didn't want to be part of that, like they can boycott. They're not. They're friends. Yeah. When she was doing her interview, she was saying she was just so grateful to be here to be doing this with her friends.
Transgender?
Yeah, the transgender girl. She was like, I'm just so grateful to be here and I'm doing it with all my friends. And the girls on the team seem to embrace her. You know what I mean?
Yeah, when all of them, one of them spoke out against that shit.
Yeah.
One of them spoke out, and she ain't hold back. So, I mean,
there's
like you said
there's
earlier.
a Kyrie Irving everywhere, baby. You know what I mean?
What's wrong with Kyrie Irving?
Like, there's going to be somebody who's going to put how they feel in front of the team. That's always going to be the case. Baker Mayfield, once again.
Yeah.
In all circles, there's always there's no particular race of assholes. Every assholes come in all colors, right?
Mm-hmm.
But there are some that has a more leeway to be their assholish self. That's why giving a white male privilege, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's a big deal.
I got you.
I wonder if she can go back.
Go back to being a biological male?
Yeah, like if one day she's just like, you know what? I want to go back.
Hey, until she cut those genitals off, it's easy for you to go back.
But do you think society is gonna be like, okay, yeah, come on? Like,
listen, as much shit as I talk about that, and what I say is what I believe.
Yeah.
Fuck society. Fuck what I think. Overall.
Yeah.
It's at the end of the day, it's still her body, but she's put it on display in public, so we're gonna talk about it.
Right, and I think there's only one answer I could accept if she changed, because I feel like not only did you I'm not saying that she made it a big deal, but you knew by doing this it would be a big deal.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm not saying
that's the same thing with Kyrie Irving too. Know by how your stance is gonna
you know it's gonna draw attention. Yeah. So regardless if that wasn't what you want to do, you knew it was gonna happen. Right.
let me ask you this. Now, you're a songwriter.
Yeah.
Do you ever have some things that you want to put in a song that's like, man, this gonna mess people up or this gonna cause some controversy or anything
Nah,
like that?
not at all. Not a
No?
song. Not at all. I think when it comes to songwriting, it has to be like a real good comedian. Nothing's off topic.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like even the best comedians can talk about the most fucked up shit, but they know how to word it. It's delivery. You know what I mean? Delivery matters.
It's not even a worry for you. You just
Nah, not really.
yeah, I got you.
I mean, I think I can say everywhere because I'm black, so I can say nigga.
Have you ever in your past lyrics had something that sounded controversial?
I don't believe so. But keep in mind, everything I write comes from a perspective
Yeah.
or my viewpoint. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
So as controversy, I wouldn't say no.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean? Like if when I say live for the people but die for the freedom, you know what I mean? I don't think it's controversy from my circle. Now maybe to a listener who doesn't understand the life
right
or the meaning behind it, yeah, it can come off like that to them.
Got you.
But in my viewpoint, nah, man, everything's fair game.
That's cool, man. So hey, you been talking about Baker?
Yeah.
Deshaun took his shit.
Yo, Deshaun
Hey,
is found
speaking
free.
of-
He was found free twice, like
By two
innocent,
grand juries.
by 2 grand juries of criminal charges.
Is what he as a white man? How do we feel about Baker? He not only did he lose his starting job to a black dude, the second string is a black dude.
Well,
That ain't never happened before.
You know, I don't care too much about the race part, but I will say this though: Baker Mayfield is a perfect example of fucking yourself. You know what I mean? Like because the Browns told him they were gonna. They're like, hey, we're all in on you if we can't get Deshaun Watson. Like, respect the fact that they're being real with you in the first place. You know what I mean? But how you go by handling, be like, because if this shit fall through and we don't get Deshaun, you still the quarterback of the number one offensive line. You're still the quarterback with elite weapons.
Yeah.
Like you can still go prove yourself on the field. It's not like it's saying you can't fucking play no more. Like if we don't get Deshaun, we still getting rid of your ass. No, I'm pretty sure the reason they got Deshaun is because Baker said the shit he said. Now we gotta go extra
they were
hard.
beefing before.
Right, now we gotta go extra fucking hard to get Deshaun.
Did they go extra hard like
What?
a motherfucker?
230 million guaranteed.
What?
Fuck, man. Jesus, boy.
Boy,
To be good at anything so damn,
that
man.
ain't never happened before. Never
Highest
happened
paid.
before in NFL
Highest paid
history. 230 million guaranteed,
Crazy, G. Crazy number.
bruh. And
Crazy
then
number.
they said the way they structured his contract, if he gets suspended, he loses a certain percentage of that year, right?
Right.
So he on that first year he's coming back, only $1 million for that year. That's all he's making.
Fine.
So he gets fined on $1 million and not the 230 million. How cold is
right.
that?
That's genius. That's genius, man.
Bruh.
Look here. I held back how I felt about it because United States of America, we all know how we feel about the judicial system.
We all know.
But we'll let it play out. And
Yeah.
for like you said, this is a black man. All right? This is a black man going
Accused by a bunch of white women.
a bunch of them. Shitload.
Yeah, they ain't looking too pretty, bruh.
But then it was.
But then, yes, he kept his mouth closed and let the lawyer handle that shit.
He said, I didn't do shit. I ain't never, that's not me. And when it happened, it felt that the timing was funny because he was just saying how he didn't want to play for Houston no more. And all of a sudden, all this shit come out. You know what I mean? Like, I just feel somebody might try to get him.
And that's why nobody really want to come to the Texans now because they franchise is shitty. They got a messed up organization.
They do, but you know
the
what?
Owners.
They always cut. They kind of develop pretty good players though. D-Hop.
Oh yeah, D-Hop was a beast from the beginning.
You know what I mean? Like I think Cooks really started shining when he was playing with Texans. You know what I mean? They got some really good safeties. Like I think Mills, the quarterback, is not bad, man. I don't think he's bad. Let me just put out there. I'm a diehard Saints fan, by the way. I know I kind of got Texans colors on it too right now too. I'm speaking highly of the Texans, but I don't think it's completely dysfunctional. I think that the fact that they didn't want Baker Mayfield,
in return
is like, damn,
man. I was like, damn, you ain't want that man in the trade.
Y'all gonna stick with Mills like that? Y'all showed your quarterback. Y'all got undeniable faith in his ass.
And with Deshaun playing with the Texans, I mean, you got to put him above like a lot of people, even Patrick Mahomes, because
he had no team.
He had no team, bro.
He had no offensive line, G. Like, it was
he had
bad,
nothing
man.
and still was wrecking.
Yeah.
No,
that's why
Patrick Mahomes can't say that.
That's why he's a beast. We're gonna find a lot about Patrick, like losing Hill.
Yes.
To the high, not to mention that's the highest paid receiver contract
ever. All these players getting paid this year. They got a lot of players getting money this year.
Yeah, the cap is going up.
I'm not mad at it.
At all. Because if the people back in the 80s and 90s could have done it, they would have done it.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah. And because everybody thought, Aaron Rodgers getting 200 and something million, this and that. That shit ain't guaranteed.
Right.
It ain't all guaranteed.
Right. That guarantees. That's when I heard the number, it was like, damn. And Houston got back stupid picks.
Yeah, they did.
Stupid picks.
And I'm thinking like Deshaun Watson. So he at first didn't he have like $150-something million contract?
Yeah, already coming.
But he got like 70-something million up front, right?
Yeah, with the extension.
Yes, and then he got like even not playing, he got like $10 million.
Yeah, he got paid last season.
Yeah, and now he get $230 million. Yeah. That's $300-something million.
Yes,
in a couple years,
and you haven't played. Like it was, his agent.
Yes.
You know what I mean? I think Jarvis Landry should highlight his agent.
I don't know if
Jarvis gave up his agent.
If Jesus is agent or what, but he blessed.
Look at here, man. Highly favored. I'm pretty sure he's in church on the regular.
You got
Wednesday and Sundays.
You got to be in church
Wednesday and Sunday.
Pastor. I'm on the front row. Reserve this front row for me.
Right. And like 22 women. You think that he's sunk? Like you would think that he's getting sunk. You know what I mean? He's going under the jail. Like. And for grand jury, two of them.
So I don't even see, because there's going to be a civil suit. I don't even see how they win a civil suit.
Right. I don't see how, like if the grand court says this isn't happening, how are you, like, what you just want, like, so I feel like civil suits are more, I'm just going to try to draw this out as long as I can so you settle.
Man, listen,
I'm pretty sure Deshaun ain't settling shit.
He got the money.
Like, he ain't settling the fucking thing. Like, he's like, yo,
let's go.
Keep it in court.
Let's go.
Right.
And then I want to sue them. For
defamation of character. Shit. Yes.
I want every future paycheck they make.
I'm pretty sure they're telling the woman, like, you know what I mean? And I'm not against the woman, because if that happened, he should be fucking go to jail. He should be persecuted like anybody else. But in the United States of America, this man is going through the judicial system. So, you know what I mean? And not to mention he's a black man.
Yeah.
And he's being found innocent. He's being found, like, some type of celebration should be given toward that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just some. You know, I'm just saying some. You know what I mean? Like, he's kind of like I don't want to call him a hero because of the shit that's going on is serious.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't know if hero would be, but he just got it done to him. He's fighting against what came to him.
Right. So I just feel like he's done it in a stand-up fashion. You know what I mean? He's like, yo, I didn't do this shit from day one. Mm-hmm. He didn't waver from that. And then when the court said when the court said this man is not guilty, that has to mean something.
Right.
That has
two grand juries.
Come
on now. Come on.
Fuck.
They still gonna talk shit about him in Cleveland and everywhere he go. Still gonna talk shit.
Right. But not guilty is not guilty.
Yeah.
Like you can have your feelings about not guilty, but not guilty means something.
And even let's just say he was asking him to do shit. It's not against the law to ask a person to do anything.
Right.
That's not against the law.
Right.
You can ask them to jack you all, suck your dick, all that shit. You have a right to say no. And that's it's over.
If that person attempts to try to make you do it,
that's
right. Then you breaking some fucking laws, G. And you asking to go to jail.
Yes.
But if somebody asks you, can I get some head?
They can ask that.
And you say no, and that person's like, all right, I just wanted to know.
Yeah.
Like, fuck, like, all right.
That's not against the law.
Right, like, I mean, if you're uncomfortable, you should definitely leave that situation. Like, if that question bothers you, you should definitely get the fuck out of that situation.
Just leave.
And if it keeps you from not leaving, then you call the fucking police.
Criminal.
Right, then you call the fucking police.
Yes. So, yeah, I thought, you know what I'm saying? Like, I agree with you. You got to take it seriously. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to take it serious because that shit does happen.
Fucking right. And no woman deserves to be abused. But no man deserves to be abused. No human being, no God creature deserves to be abused.
Yeah.
All right.
But don't ever lie about it. Don't.
Shit.
You know what I'm saying? No Smollett's around this bitch. No female Justies around here.
Yeah.
Just making shit up.
Honesty is definitely the best policy because it's a situation that you're like, you mean, especially for women. Like there's women out here fighting for your rights and empowerment. You know what I mean? So when you do things that can set yourself back, you need to like really look at that, because you're not just hurting yourself, you're hurting the movement.
Oh yeah,
like it's a lie about that type of shit. Because then you're giving men more reason to be like, oh, you ain't got to believe that shit because they lied about it over. She had to try to get Deshaun.
Yep, just like Jesse, just like Jesse. How far did that they? Even though everybody knew he was lying, but
right,
it's like that could have set us back a long time, because that shit does happen. But you can't fake that.
But here's the thing about Jussie Smollett, right? He tried to do some shit that happens all the time to black people in the first place.
Yeah.
So he's not setting it back. If anything, he's bringing a light to something that happens already. Now, white people are already saying that. Sorry, white people. I'm not trying to put y'all down. I'm not saying all white people, but when we talk about the injustice, we say white people. All right. So that's what I mean by white people. The injustice part.
Not all white people.
Right. Not all white people. Yeah. Y'all my niggas. Don't say it. Don't you dare say it back. Don't you dare say it back.
Shit.
You know what I mean? But that type of shit happens on the regular. But so Jussie Smollett isn't going to stop a white person who is already saying that shit don't happen.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not creating any new believers, and it's not taking away any allies, because that type of thing's been going on for so long already.
Yeah.
Either you're on that side of the fence, or you're not on that side of the fence. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. But yeah, you still just can't lie.
Don't. That's just, I mean, shit, bro. That wasn't gonna keep your roll on empire. You know what I mean? Like that wasn't gonna do it, G.
Man,
you're not gonna get an Oscar for acting like you got your ass whooped.
Man, do you what else is going on? How about the Supreme Court nominee? You feeling that?
And the shit she's going through?
Yeah.
I feel like that's why I feel like people are trash. People are so trash. Like it. Like if they can stop, as we say, the injustice, not all white people, but the injustice white people. All right, it's like fucking like the superhero group, the injustice.
The same ones that's over there. Mitch McConnell, Ted Cruz,
it's always gonna be the same, man. And I don't understand why as such a smart country, we have all these old fucking people making all the rules and regulations. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like there has to be a time where you age out. You know what I mean? Because
the president gets 4 years, they get lifetime.
How the fuck? So they can just keep being reelected. The Democrat, what's his name? Oh fuck, the one that just keeps going against everything Democrats are trying to do is him and the lady. And I'm so sorry I can't get, because I know your name, sir. I know your name, sir. All right, I know it. But yeah, Jesus Christ, I
don't like either part. I don't like their questioning her, and a lot of her answers I don't even like. Like it's on both parts. It's like, this is a fucking, just like the election I was talking about. But it's a freaking show.
But she has no choice but to tiptoe every line they're putting her through.
I know she has to.
You know what I mean?
I get that part.
So like her replies make sense.
Because that's what I'm saying. It's so fucking, like, we just can't have things straight.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it was one thing that, they asked her, about defining a woman. I can't define a woman. That's not in my field. It actually is in your field. Every judge has to know the law about everything. Mm-hmm. Like they got to look it up. To make a ruling, you have to know something about what you're making a ruling on.
Right. And keep in mind, not judges don't know all the laws. Right? Yeah. So let's just keep that. Let's be honest. Judges don't know all the laws, but they know how to get to where the law is referenced at.
Yeah. That's why they have to take certain cases. They have to know what the case is about.
Right.
And or one of the ladies asked her, about pro-life and pro-choice. It's like, man, they asked her about going to church and being around women that are pro-life and how are you going to feel about them? It's like, why would she go to church and be worried about that?
Because when it comes to credentials, you can't really do her shit. Like the reason she's selected is because she's qualified for the job.
Very qualified.
You know what I mean? So they're attacking like personal shit.
Yes.
And when you're frustrated and you want to talk about, like, say you're in an interview, you want to talk about the job, right? The whole time you want to talk about the job, and someone's talking to you about everything outside of the job.
Yes.
And you're sitting there getting irritated and irritated, and you can't say like this is some dumb shit.
Yeah.
Because then you give them what they want.
Yeah.
So
and I don't think even her question. I don't feel like she would even say a dumb answer, but she does still have to tiptoe because they're gonna still eat her up on the. And even when she gives an intelligent answer,
yeah,
they're gonna still try to pick that apart
because they're looking for anything.
I feel like she can answer all their questions, even if it has to do with how she feel about certain things about law and stuff like that. But I feel like she still has to tiptoe around the answer because just because of how society is today.
Because everything can become anything if you put your own personal feelings into it.
Yes.
So you can make it seem, sound, or be heard however you want it to. You can put your own spin on anything, and that's what they're like. I think they're looking for that, and I think it's a display of, once again, the injustice that going on in our country. If you look at like Kavanaugh, when all that
getting them back for that,
when all that shit was going on, you know what I mean? And like a lot of the things that came up in his personal life, which was way more serious,
right?
Like way more. Like he talking about he drugging bitches at a young age. That shit just don't stop one day. You know what I mean? You don't go from like trying to rape a bitch to like not doing it ever again type shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I mean, like this lady, she's qualified. She's qualified, bro.
Yeah.
And the fact she be the first black one is a big deal.
That's what they eating up for the Kavanaugh hearing, because he got ate up over that.
Yeah, payback's a bitch.
Like, how you got a lady who said you did something in high school 30, 40 years ago. It's like, are you fucking serious right now?
Right. Are you serious? And now all of a sudden,
and then they attack.
Right. And they won't put you down as a person. Now, if you can make a case about this person's character, by all means, please do.
Yes.
Please fucking do. But to bring up, to try to just demean them because they're going to a position, I ain't with that.
Yeah, I'm not with that either.
Not with that. Like I said, politics is a great idea. How politics is being handled is not a great idea.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah, the follow through is shitty.
But I mean, good luck to her. I don't know how it's gonna turn out.
Oh, she's gonna get on.
I'm with her on that. Like, I don't even I'm not hardcore. I feel like no judge should be a partisan. I feel like they should be neutral in everything. But even with the political, I'm right for it. Just honestly, just because what I'm saying. I'm on the side.
Right, and I feel like it's gonna look real bad on Republicans if they deny the first black female.
Look bad. It's gonna look very bad. And they already making themselves look bad right now.
And supposedly the intelligent, the black Republicans are the intelligent black people. You know what I mean? So they're not gonna be blind to what you're doing. You know what I'm like? So like you're gonna look real shitty. You're gonna look real shitty in the end.
Yeah, but they don't care.
They don't give a fuck. Why would they? Because once again, the reason I respect the swimmer is because you gave up not just power, not just like your family's progression.
Yeah,
you gave up your status as a white male.
Yeah, that's cool and everything, but
fuck.
Yeah, you still beating biological women.
Yeah, smoking them.
Smoking their ass.
But you're not going
6'9", all 6'9".
But you ain't breaking none of the rules.
Love you.
That's the part they got. Just after you keep telling them, I ain't breaking no rules. If I was breaking rules, then I'll stop right now.
Yeah, she ain't breaking no rules.
That's what you tell them. That's what you tell them, baby girl. Okay? Tell them, sweetheart.
He can swim better than me.
Y'all killing me. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, he can beat my ass. You
know what I mean?
In swimming.
And, I hope that, because looking at it from the outside, outside in, it's always easier than you have to go through in your personal life. You know what I mean? Man. Like if that was my brother, and he wouldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, it's so the people that's close to her, that's against it, I can understand, because you feel like she's making her life tougher than it needs to be.
Yeah. And
those people I can
and we all go through things like that, like people against it with everything. Like me, I'm nowhere near her level of fame, but even in my everyday life, I mean, I could say things that people don't agree with, or do things that people don't agree with, and I'm still a fuck it type. Like, at the end of the day, I'm pretty sure, like, I could debate with certain people all day, and I know these people, and they probably gonna look at this and know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But I can tell who has no clue about what they're talking about how they're arguing against me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm pretty sure you done seen people like that too.
Hands down. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Me being who I am, at times I get mistaken as that type of person. You know what I mean? Who like
Well,
because I get mad. Like
Oh.
I'm very blunt when it comes to feeling like something is just stupid. You know what I mean? Like I don't even want to play around. I don't want poly. You know what I mean? I really want you to understand that what you just said and what you're saying is your true belief.
Yeah.
It's fucking ridiculous. Like it's ridiculous. Like there's no way logic thinking
Yeah.
that this ever fits in the fucking puzzle of any type of life. And you want to,
I have it every day. And one thing, here's one thing. I can be okay if you're going against what I say, and I know you have knowledge of what we're talking about, but you just see it two different ways.
Right.
I'm very okay with that.
Yes, that's your viewpoint.
But if you're just saying shit that don't even go with, well, are you saying
that you heard in the fucking YouTube video or some shit? You know what I mean? And you acting like it's fucking law. You know what I mean?
Like,
no, B, you can't just tell me anything. I'm never gonna be that person.
When people say certain things like, oh, it just is, or why would they do this? I'm like, there's no such thing as why would they, or it just is. It's theirs. It is, or it's not. And what do you think about what's here and what's not here?
Right.
That's all it is.
There's a reason why some people love numbers, because it gives it's an honest answer.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like
math,
right. Like math is an honest answer. Like history is not an honest answer.
Yeah, history is not and I tell everybody that. Like I have a dude, one of my friends. Like I read a lot of histories. You know what I'm saying? I can quote some things, but here's the thing: I know I'm reading what somebody else wrote in the book. That's what I'm quoting. I never say I'm 100% correct because I don't know what happened. I know what I read happened.
Right.
So when somebody else tells me we could be talking about the same subject and they have a different, coming at me different way about what I read went this way.
Yeah.
I don't argue with him because you know what? He probably read something that somebody wrote about the same thing and he's believing that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And it's all good. I would never tell him he's wrong or her she's wrong.
I mean, every viewpoint or opinion is formulated from somewhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Like you said about the book. Like I love to use the example of the Bible because no one can say for a fact that anything in the Bible happened.
Yeah.
Even though I do believe, you know what I mean? Like, but I can understand someone telling me, hey, you don't know for a fact that this stuff actually happened. There's no one, you or your parents or parents before you, can come to you and tell you that this happened.
Mm-hmm.
If someone told me you weren't even introduced to the Bible until slavery happened,
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like somebody could tell me all these things, and I can understand where they're coming from. But then I have faith, that this is a real thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I think that's where arguments like levels get higher because someone's putting in their faith into what they're saying instead of what's actually being said.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Even with the whole, like we were just talking about the whole swimmer thing, it's like you came from a different point that I wasn't even coming from, but it made sense. I can't argue with you.
That's
like, you're 100% right.
That's why it's a conversation.
You know what I'm saying?
When it comes to a point where someone's talking, the other person can't talk back because of their feelings, now it's an argument.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you 100% correct. If she didn't break any rules, they let her do it. Just because I feel a certain way about it, who cares? At the end of the day, you're right.
If she couldn't do it, she wouldn't be able to do it.
Yeah. And people that's one thing you got to realize, get the facts, get the feelings, facts. You know what I'm saying? Of what can be factual. Like, that can be proven as fact. You know what I'm saying? What happened in the history book, I don't care how much you believe what you wrote, it can be proven.
Right.
Because you wasn't there.
You weren't there for it.
The person who won wrote the book.
Exactly.
It is what it is.
It's someone else's accounts. I mean, think about it. Like in our country, we always claim to be first at things. You know what I mean? We're first at things that already exist.
Yeah.
Like these things are already here.
You talking about like discovery? Like I discovered this. Like
America. Like America.
Yeah.
Like I discovered like we discovered America. No, you didn't discover America.
They looking at the people who's already here like, hey, we discovered this. And like, this one we was already this land we at right now.
We were here first. All right. Right.
Like even here, all the stuff in Africa, like
man.
Like Africa is all the stuff is named after Spanish, Greek people, Africa, Africanus. All this stuff is not even the real names of what it once was.
Right, look at Puerto Rico.
Okay,
You know what I mean? Like, come on. Like,
look Mexico, all those places, like, those are all Mayan, Inca
Filipinos.
places. Yes.
Like, they literally have Mexican last names. Sanchez,
Yes,
and you're
yeah.
Filipino.
Yeah, man.
Like, shit.
It's a wild world, man. I ain't gonna lie. But I you know what? I'd rather be here than anywhere else, though.
Yeah, but that don't mean that here can't do better.
Huh?
That don't mean that here can't do better, though.
Man.
It ain't do better, man. It's crazy, G. Like I know we won't see it in our lifetime, but hopefully down the line, that equality can actually be met. And it's never going to break because it's systemic. And white people need to accept that. Like white people always talk about the things when things go bad, right? But eventually it fades away. Like whatever momentum's going toward change, it fades away. And it's partially our fault because we allow it to fade away. Mm-hmm. And it's partially their fault because they're taking the time to acknowledge it, but then just letting it fade away. Mm. Everything being said now about injustice has been said way back then also. Yeah. It's yes, you're absolutely right. We've been talking about the same stuff for shit's on repeat.
Thousands of years.
Shit's on repeat, bro.
And we're gonna keep talking it for 1,000 more years.
Hopefully. Man. Hopefully.
Dude, this is a good convo, man.
Yeah, it's not against all white people. It's only about those that are in favor of injustice.
You know, I tried to explain that to this dude before, this white dude, and I was like, you know what? Because he always brings himself into it, and he's like, well, I haven't done anything. And
who's talking about
like,
you?
That's what I said. I was like, no, it's not about you. It's a whole system of people who was like, you know, a way above your pay grade, you know, who was in charge of things. Right. And he just couldn't get that through his head. It was always went back to me, and, you know, this and that. My family burning on slaves. I'm like, bro, I can't get this through your head right now.
Yeah, he didn't want a discussion. He didn't want a conversation.
He didn't want it. They never want. You know how many white people I know that want to come on here and debate something? I'm like, this ain't no debate podcast, bro. Right. We could discuss. I don't mind discussing anything.
Fucking right, bring it on. Talk.
But don't come in here just trying to go against everything we say because you don't believe what's going on.
Right. Don't come at me emotional over some shit you can talk about logically.
Yes.
Because I could fuck you up.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Like, straight up. Like, don't come here yelling at me. Like, if you yelling because we're in a logical conversation and you get like a little possessed by your passion, I can understand.
Yeah.
But don't come here fucking yelling all feelings and emotions.
Yeah. They always want to debate something. It's like this, like, injustice shouldn't be a debate.
Right. It's not an argumentative conversation.
You know what I'm saying? Treating people right shouldn't be a debate.
Anything that's fucking humane should not be a debate. So 100%, man. I hope y'all dig this episode. I really enjoyed this one.
Yeah, this is good for the first time back in here.
Yeah.
This is nice, man. I can't wait to get back in here, though.
Right.
Like we gonna keep this one going, dude.
Shit,
I like it. I told you about one other podcast I wanted to start, like the Dreamer shit.
Yeah,
I like talking about shit like that. I'm a dreamer. That's why I kind of took that from you, like the songwriter, the dreamer. Yeah. So I was trying to figure out, like, who am I?
Right. What describes you?
Dreaming ass motherfucker. Like from gold dreams to when I'll be dreaming shit, sleep. You know, while I'm asleep. And I was like, man, like that describes me.
There it is, be who you are. Yeah. To know who the fuck you are is a big deal. Regardless of how much money or income a person has.
Yeah.
Like, to know who the fuck you are is a big deal.
And it's a quote. I forget who says it. It's like, to know thyself is the noblest of all victories.
Real.
Because you fighting everybody else. Who the fuck are you? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got to know who you are. You got to be able to break yourself down and get with your flaws and shit like that.
Yeah, you fighting somebody else, but like, who are they fighting?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We're really all fighting ourselves. We really are.
Some of us come up with victories. Just know ourselves. That own self be true.
Yeah.
Beautiful Dreamer streaming on all platforms, man. The Songwriter, THE, Songwriter. Beautiful Dreamer. Check it out.
Yeah. Follow me, Matthias and Dreamer, on Instagram. And follow our podcast on Instagram, Not So Common NSC.
NSC.
And then on YouTube, we on Not So Common NSC.
NSC.
And Spotify, Not So Common NSC. Just
NSC.
Check us out, man. Appreciate y'all hanging out with us. Man.
Pretty dope. You know, we're going to try to get some guests up in here and shit. Too.
Yeah, we're going to definitely have some guests in here, man. It's about to be live, man. We going strong.
For the 2-2.
All right, y'all.